Hi Shiva.
Hi, sir.
So what is your demo today?
So today we are going to set up WordPress in single Ubuntu machine in
Hmm.
the the Azure
Okay.
portal.
This is your fourth or fifth project activity in Azure.
This is the fourth demo in Azure.
Okay. Okay. Fourth demo on Azure. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. Please go ahead. I'll put on mute.
Okay. So this is the demo about WordPress setup on Azure Ubuntu machine by using Azure portal. So let me go to the steps. So these are the steps which I am following now. So first of all, this is the step one. We need to create Ubuntu virtual machine in Azure portal. Then we will connect our Ubuntu server using SSH 20T port. Then on the Ubuntu server, we can install Apache 2 server. Then we can, after the installation completed, then we will install the MySQL installation and configuration on the Ubuntu VM machine. Then we can install the PHP and related modules in order to download the WordPress website. So for that we need to install some dependencies and the PHP related modules. So after that we will create the WordPress database inside the MySQL. Then we can download and install the WordPress site on the Ubuntu virtual machine. So once the installation is completed, then we can access our WordPress site by using public IP of Ubuntu VM machine on the Azure portal. So these are the steps just I am following now. So the first step is create a virtual machine on the Azure portal. So these are the steps. So first we need to log into Azure portal and we can type the virtual machine in the search bar. Then we can, under the services, you can select the virtual machine. Okay, let me just go to my Azure portal. Just sign in. So this is my Azure portal homepage. So you need to select the virtual machine in order to create. So just go to this virtual machine. So just click on create VM. So this is my create a virtual machine page. So under this, under the project details, make sure the subscription is, you need to select the subscription and also the resource group. So this is my basics tab. In this basics tab under the project details, so this is the subscription. So you should give the subscription. So this is the free trial subscription. Under the resource group, you need to mention. So I already created one resource group. I selected that resource group RG01. So in the instant details page, you need to mention the name of this virtual machine. So I'll just mention this WordPress. So the region is, I'll take by default East Asia. So the availability options, I'll just go through this infrastructure required for this demo. Then the security type is standard only. So I'm taking the Ubuntu machine image for this demo. So for the installation of WordPress. So come down. This is the 1 CPU and 1 GB memory is sufficient for this demo. Then the authentication type is SSH public key. So just I'm just username is Azure user only. So just I'll select my existing key pair, Azure key 1. So you need to allow the ports SSH as well as the HTTP in order to access the web server. So just review and create. Just click on create. So the first step is we need to create one VM machine. So these are the steps I just followed now. So once when the deployment is finished, then select go to resource. So it is in progress state. So the resources are creating now. So once deployment is complete, then just go to resource. So this is my Ubuntu machine with the Linux system OS, and the size is 1 CPU, 1 GB memory. So this is my public IP address, and this is my resource group. So this is my configuration about a VM. So this is the first step 1, create VM. So the next step, task 2, is we need to connect to our server using SSH port. So for that, just go to my okay, let me connect this through SSH. Okay, let me open my cloud shell. So I have logged in my cloud shell. Just give ls. Okay. So I already my key file is available. So if you want to upload the key file into the cloud shell, just go to this upload. You can go to this upload and you can select the file which you have created and select your folder. Based on this, you can select the PEM file, right? Okay. So I already select my Azure key1.pem file is already available inside my cloud shell. So after this, just to execute. So after this, you need to ensure you have read-only access the private key. So just type this here. This -th. So this is my Azure key.pem file. So I have only read-only access. So you need to mention this sudo chmod 400 keyname.pem. Okay, let me mention that. If you want, I will mention that. Chmod 400. The key name is Azure. Key1 pen. So if you execute this command, so that it will give only the read-only access to the PEM file. Then the next step is, so you need to provide the key path, and finally you need to execute this command in order to connect to your VM. virtual machine. So this is the command ssh-i. So let me take this on notepad. So in this, you just mention this path of this. So for that, let me execute this pwd. So this is my path. So after that, you executed pwd, then you can execute this connect to your VM. This is the command ssh-i. So just execute this. So this is my path of the folder. So just you need to remove this private key path and mention your path /home /siva /azure key1.pem. So let me take this URL, take this command, just execute here, just enter, so that we can connect to our virtual machine through this Cloud Shell. Just execute yes. Okay, so I have connected to my VM machine through Cloud Shell. So now go to my, okay, this is the step 2. Connect to your server using SSH. So then this is the task 3. So you need to install the Apache server on the Ubuntu machine, and you can access it from web browser. So for that, we need to update the server first of all. Then we can install our Apache to web server on the VM. So let's go to, just you need to update the server by using sudo apt update. So after you updated the server, then you can install the Apache web server on the VM machine Ubuntu. So let's execute this command sudo apt install -y Apache 2. Enter. So the Apache web server is installing on the Ubuntu VM machine. So we can verify through browser. So let me take this public IP. So now it is showing the Apache 2 web page, default web page, through the public IP. So let's go to the 4th step. So this is the task 4. So after installing a web server, Apache web server, now it is we need to configure and install the MySQL. So for that, this is the command. So in order to install the MySQL server on the VM, sudo apt install MySQL server. So let me execute that command. So apt install server, enter, click on Y. So now I am installing the MySQL database on my Ubuntu VM, and we can configure this inside this server. So once I install the MySQL database, we can start MySQL service of this command sudo systemctl start a MySQL service. So let us wait for a few seconds. So let me start MySQL service by using sudo systemctl start MySQL.service. Similarly, we can enable this MySQL service sudo systemctl enable MySQL.service. So let me just, instead of start, you can just mention enable. So now install the enable MySQL on my Ubuntu VM. So this is the task 4. So we install the MySQL, then we can configure MySQL server. So for that, let me execute sudo MySQL. So this I am configuring MySQL database with username and password. Just execute. So now I am inside MySQL server. So let me configure my credentials. So select user with authentication string and plugin from the MySQL user. So let me execute this command. So these are my users and with the authentication string as well as plugin from the host, local host. So now I can change my user with this command as well as with the password. Take this notepad. So you can change this password. I'll just mention password. So the user is root. Let me take this command. Wait, think. Just change this password. Let me execute this command. So once you executed this command, so we can verify with the username and password. Let me just come out, exit from the MySQL server. Now you can verify sudo MySQL -u root is my username -p, enter. You need to enter the password. Just we have configured inside the MySQL. Just execute the password which you have given earlier. So it is working. So just come out, exit. So once you have configured your credentials inside MySQL, make sure it should be work inside the MySQL. Then after that, we need to create the PHP and the related modules dependencies. So let me execute this command. Okay. So let me take this command. See, the buttons are not working. Okay. So this is my sudo apt install PHP as well as the PHP MySQL along with the PHP CLI. So let me take this. Let me execute this command. Just click on Y. So once the dependencies and the PHP are installed on the server, so just we can execute sudo systemctl restart apache 2 in order to affect the changes which you have executed earlier. So all the changes will be affected by this command. So let's execute sudo system sudo ctl restart apache 2. Enter. So once you executed this command, so whatever the changes are affected, it will affect it. But so once we install the dependencies, then we can execute the WordPress installation. So before that we need to create the WordPress database in order to configure in the backend. So let's execute these commands. Sudo mysql -u. So go to inside MySQL service. Enter the password. So now I'm in the MySQL service database. So let me create the database. So for that, so you need to create the database for the WordPress. So let me create this create database WordPress DB. So let me execute create database WordPress DB in order to just execute. Then you can verify the databases, how many databases are available inside my SQL server. So for that, show databases is the command. It will show the databases. So this is my WordPress DB new database. So once it is available, then we can create the database user with the username and password. So for that, this is the command: create user WP user. Let me execute. Create user @ localhost. Create username @ percentage. Okay. It's not working. Okay, I will do one thing. Let me copy this. Notepad. So just you need to mention the password, new password, and the username. So let me take this username with password. So once you created the username with new password, then you need to mention the permissions. So grant the user with full access to the database. So this is the command: grant all privileges to on WordPress DB for the user and WP username. So once you have given the permissions for the user, then just execute the flush privileges command. Next, then just exit. So just we have created the WordPress database with the new username and password, and we have configured inside MySQL server. So after that we can download and install the WordPress. So for that this is the wget command, WordPress command. So let me take this. So we are downloading the WordPress latest image from wget. So after that we need to install unzip and unzip the file. So for that this is the command to install unzip. Unzip in order to unzip that file. So once we have installed the unzip, then we can execute the next command: unzip latest.zip file, the WordPress file. Unzip the latest.zip file. Enter. So just execute ls. So now we have WordPress folder is available. Then just change the directory to the WordPress. Just give ls. So we have the files and folders available inside my WordPress folder. So you need to copy all the files into the where www.html default directory. So for that this is the command: sudo cp. In order to copy all the files, so this is the command: sudo cp -r /var www.html default directory. So once you copy all the files into the where www.html, just change the directory to the where www.html. Just give ls. So all the files are transferred, copied to the new where www.html directory. So now, so once it is all the files are available inside the where www.html, so you need to set the permissions for the WordPress directories as well as the files. So for that this is the command: sudo ch. So this is first execute sudo chmod. Sudo chmod -r 755 permissions for the where www.html directory. After that, we need to execute this command. So sudo chown for this where wp-html. Once you need to set the permissions for this WordPress directory, where wp-html directory. Then at last we need to delete the default index.html file which are available inside the where wp-html. So this is the command. So it will delete the default index.html file. Sudo rm-rf index.html. Enter. So once you deleted this file, then we have all the WordPress files which are in the where wp-html file. So let me just restart this page. So now our WordPress site is now open. So just click on continue. So once you installed and download the WordPress, so it will open on the browser the same public IP of the VM. For that, we need to configure the database name with the new username and password, which we have configured earlier. So let me execute that. The database name is WordPress DB. We have given already WordPress DB, and the username is WP user. So we need to mention the password. So just click on submit. Click on run the installation. So now you need to give the title as well. So just install WordPress. So you can just log in with the username and password. So once you have inside the WordPress, then you can just add posts or something which you want. Okay, now I will publish one page also. Okay, let me add one image also. You can upload in the local from itself. So once you upload, you can just increase the size also or decrease. So you can explore the remaining options also. Let's publish this. So go to view post. So it shows that this is my WordPress site. Yes, sir.
Okay, done, right? Can you share the URL, WP URL, site URL?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
test here also.
Okay, I'll share this. Okay, the public IP.
Is it IP address or
Yes.
IP address only, right? There is no DNS.
Yes, yes.
Private DNS also you can use it if it is there in VM.
So I just created one blog also here, one post.
Yeah, let me browse it here. Okay, mind blown, a blog about philosophy. Hello world. Okay. You're showing some fruits or something? Where is it? In your demo. In the site, you showed some picture, right?
Yes,
Where is
yes.
that blog?
So that is you can beside
Oh,
the
that
hello
is the
world.
first blog. You made it, right? That one. Okay, I'll click it. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
good. Fruits are there. Yes, very good. Okay, this is the right site.
So the hello world is that default that one.
By
Yeah.
default, there will be blog. Yes. Okay, fine, good. Let me stop the recording. But what you can do, you can try to take a backup of this after creating 2, 3, 4 posts. We know we are working on the backups restoration in DevOps, right? AWS DevOps. Try
Yes.
to use this backup in AWS WP site and test it.
Yeah.
This
Fine.
is MySQL, right? You used.
Yes, 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 sir.
So same MySQL backup, you can test it. Create some more pictures with a set of blocks and copy them. Data.
Okay.
Okay. Right, I'll stop recording.